resolution, please. Is anyone here from the public like to make public comment? The first item on the agenda for approval are the minutes of the February 3rd, 2016 meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes? That's a motion to approve the minutes.
Second that. Well, I think motion.
Do whatever you want. Whatever you want. Second. Serena, perfect. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is the bill of the alcoholic machine professional services for January 2016. That's for, excuse me, I skipped one. Bill, you're going to get paid, I'm sorry. Next item is approval of Tony Lopes Devereaux and last for January 2016 for a dollar figure of $8,380. Is there a motion to approve? There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is a bill for alcoholic machine for legal services for January this year for $6,725.62. Do we have a motion? So, there's a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item are ratifications to the tune of $2,646,040.37. Eric, you want to give a quick breakdown?
Sure, if you turn to the second page, our new format really spells out what we're doing. Part of it was for a study we did on the Second River Bridge for the cracks that are happening up there. A lot of it is consultants' bills. The Ahern bill under the Newport Beach, you see that's a big one. That's actually one of the contractors bid for the work we're doing up there. Everything else is pretty much consultants' bills and some small construction bills related to all the construction activity that we have going on right now.
Any questions for Mr. Oppenheimer?
This is work already done.
Yeah, this is work that's already been done and we're paying for.
There's a motion and a second to ratify. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item is a discussion of the performance audit that was conducted by the Rhode Island Bureau of Audits.
It is, I think the board members are aware, 7 years ago, the legislature passed the Accountability and Transparency Act. One of the provisions of that is that there would be performance audits done on the various quasis. How it works, the quasi pays for the audit, but it's a competitive process, and Bureau of Audits selects the audit. Clifton, Lawson, and Allen confirmed that it is performance audit at the Turnpike Bridge. I put some background on what performance audits usually include. I also included what the task order to Clifton, Lawson, and Allen. I am very, very pleased with the outcome of the audit. They looked at a whole host of areas. They initially, there were 5 things that they had robust discussion with us. And after much back and forth, the only thing that surfaced that they felt that we should review is the bridge run that we do. And they did not say, as you see in their report, that we shouldn't do it. They just suggested that it might make sense to set up a foundation to do the bridge run. So we had already started down that path, and we've already filed the paperwork so that it's a terrific, there are terrific events. There is the bridge run that citizens are involved with here. There's the bike race. There is a 5K and a 10K over Jamestown next month. So that'll be done moving forward foundation. Now that the paperwork has been filed, anything that's done from the filing, we'll be able to go back and revisit and put it back under the auspices of the foundation. When you file the foundation, you put some founding members of the foundation. Well, once the federal government approves it, and I have every hope and expectation to be approved, There'll be up to 5 members of the foundation. They need not be those that are involved in filing paperwork. So I'm very, very excited and very pleased that the Clifton, Lawson and Allen, and the Bureau of Audits, that was the only thing that they recognized that, we do a nice job, and they just wanted on a different path and hosting it, that's all. And when you look at the totality of what performance audits can entail, I'm very, very pleased, and I'm proud of the good work that the authority's done. So, any questions?
I think that, for what Mr. Crawford said, the fact that we run in the tens of millions of dollars through this organization and maintain 4 significant structures, that the only thing that they had, not even a criticism, but a comment upon was a road/bicycle race. I think everybody's doing a great job, and I think it really, I know when this was coming about, this performance audit, we obviously had concerns about just what, are there things that we could do better, and I'm sure there are, but are there things that are not going as well as they should, and I think they are, and I think it's credit to everybody around this table, and the maintenance garage, about the total plaza, so we're fortunate to have a group that's doing good work. Any other discussion? Just need a motion to receive this. So,
Second.
a motion and a second to receive the performance audit. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Mr. O'Gara, do you want to talk about the Federal Court of Appeals?
Sure, absolutely. Mr. Chairman, this is, I think, the tail end of the litigation related to tolls on the Sakai. As you may recall, the town of Portsmouth had initially challenged the toll. We had prevailed before Judge Laguerre at that point, and then Judge Laguerre ultimately dismissed the town's claim based on the fact that the legislation had changed and there was no more toll on the bridge. The town had pursued an appeal to the First Circuit Court of Appeals, and on February 10th, the Court of Appeals dismissed the town's appeal and claims. So hopefully it appears to be that that chapter is behind us and the litigation related to Sakan is done.
I think it's a book, Billy. It's bigger than a chapter.
Yeah.
Hopefully the book is closed.
It's a mini-series. So,
Any questions for Mr. O'Gara about that?
good job.
That's, we need to take no action on that. That was just an update. Next item is the purchase of a Dell PowerEdge server and storage array for the back office, and this relates to us internally handling our violations. And who's going to talk about this? Kathy? Michael.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Our vendor, Sanif, had given us competitive pricing to purchase that server and disk array. They estimated somewhere around 27. My department and associate used the MPA and our Dell contacts and priced that also out. They were right in line, somewhere between $27,000 and $28,000. We gave them not to exceed $29,000. Looking for your approval to purchase that. And I say $29,000 because any given day, like buying a new car, the price does fluctuate from day to purchase.
Let's get it go down.
Yes.
Do we have a motion? So there's a motion, is there a second? Second. Motion is second. Any questions on this item? All those in favor, please say aye. The next item is related to spare equipment. Michael, why don't you talk about this, please?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Part of contract 15-12, we did not include the spares because we wanted to evaluate what we may or may not critically need. So the original bond, bill of materials for spares was, excuse me, I have it right here, was $79,600.
Why don't you talk about what spares, spare what?
Spare critical parts. As an example, we are installing 3 Janus readers. We need a spare on hand in case it
Because I'm not that bright, what's a Janus reader?
Okay, that is the mechanisms that read the tags in the lanes. We're going with new technology, so we're replacing our current readers with the new technology. And that said, we need a hot spare just in case of a failure. As we go down the list of critical equipment for the toll structures, servers, gates, signs, I have a detailed list, I managed to shorten it up. But we took the original 79,000 quote which Schneider Electric gave us. We whittled that down to approximately 64,000 and change. The good news, sir, is that we are utilizing some of our equipment from the Scott River Bridge. That's good news, as spares. So looking to approve this purchase of the spare equipment.
I think that we, I think what we should probably do is, if we need certain items, I think maybe get a list of the items and then go back and approve it, and maybe for next month's meeting, just because we just need more backup for this kind of thing.
So I have a list available. It was very detailed prior to this packet going out. I managed to slim it down into a Reader's Digest version.
I know, we don't have anything other than say, give me 65 grand for spares. So I just think it'd be better to do a list for the April board meeting of what it is we actually need. Mr. Clark, can we get that done?
Absolutely.
Just so we have details and look around. So we have a motion to continue to April. And we'll just go back to the detail, and I'm sure we can do that. There's a motion, is there a second? There's a motion, and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item relates to the Mountain Hope Bridge and deck repairs and the design of that, Mr. Hopper.
Yes, the Mountain Hope Bridge is in dire need of some deck work. We're constantly patching it. There's a lot of patches that we have to do, there's some joint work that we have to do. We also need a new wearing surface on the bridge. We're going to do some test plots over this year in order to decide what the best surface might be. There's a lot of new products out there. In addition to that, now that we're taking care of more of the bridges, the authority needs to have a safety manual for operations of the maintenance staff and other staff on the bridges when they're being conducting work. So this particular project is for the design of the repairs to the deck, of the test plots for the deck, and preparation of safety manual for the
All right, and the bid would go to Armand Whitney. So So do we have a motion to approve the task order for Armand Whitney, not to exceed $160,000?
Seconded.
There's a motion and a second. Any other discussion or questions? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item, Mr. Hopper, relates to the Mount Hope Bridge and painting and sealing.
Yes, in 2014, we finished all the work on the northern approach of the Mount Hope Bridge. It's now time to do the southern approach. It's in the 10-year plan. We have $12 million budgeted for that project. We'd like to get that project started in the spring, so in order to do that, we'll just do the design of the project, put all the bid documents together. And this project would cover Armand and Whitney to do that project not to exceed $120,000.
Is there a motion? So there's a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Are there any questions? And this again would go to Armand Whitney, not to exceed $120,000. The big stew. Any other questions? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item relates to biennial inspections, and the contract would go to HAK. Section. You want to talk about this, Eric?
Fairly simple. Every 2 years, we're required to do inspections of all bridges, not just overlay bridges. So we have a number of overpasses. We do have some wildlife passages too that go along with 138. Those inspections are due this year. So this contract for $45,000 is to have tax engineer do the inspection on these 7 structures.
Great job. There's a motion, is there a second? Second. Any other questions? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Eric, you're on a roll. Spending money with the sun.
Yes.
You want to talk about this contract?
Yep, the next one is for the paint program prioritization and inspection proposal. We have started a paint maintenance program here at the authority. We've recently spent close to $100 million painting just one of our bridges. So we want to make sure that we can maintain that paint job as well as take care of all the other bridges. We have a new paint manager coming on board in 2 weeks. This particular project is to take one of our inspection contractors, WSP, have them team up with our new paint manager and go do hands-on inspection of all the different paint programs that we're going to do on the bridge. So if it's touch-up painting, if it's grinding and removing rust in painting, if it's doing some painting on the cables, they're going to prioritize all the work, come up with the systems, go out there. Our inspection people are going to show our new paint manager where all this work is, and they'll put a document together. And that's not to exceed $29,206.
This motion, is there a second? There's a motion, and a second. Any questions related to the paint management project? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item relates to the ever-expanding empire in terms of the bridge authority. We've hit North Kingstown now, that's great. Eric, would you talk about this work, please?
Yeah, absolutely. When the Jamestown Bridge was built back in the 1980s, they had installed a temporary road that was built of sheet pile, and that's right below Palm Point over in North Kingstown. So it's just south of the Jamestown Bridge at the abutment on the North Kingstown side. That sheet pile road was built in the 1980s. We are constantly filling in the top of it because there is some erosion within that structure itself. Since we now have responsibility for that structure, we're going to have an inspection done to find out what the condition of that structure is. So as we move forward, we'll have some basis of what we need to do, whether we need to close it down, remove it, and move forward. We are going to have Steer Engineering, a local Rhode Island company, do that through our contract with PV, and that project is not to exceed $11,050.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? So that's just when you're heading towards the Jamestown Bridge from North Kingstown.
It's that area to the right. Yeah. You see those steel sheets that are sticking up out of the ground?
Mhm.
Well, they're starting to deflect.
Yeah.
We constantly drive vehicles over there, so I think it's prudent to find out the condition.
Those are going to be clean. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item relates to joint repairs on the Fort Hill Bridge. Eric, let's talk about this.
This is the project that we approved last month for additional monies to do joint work. This is the construction support services to have PB prepare the plans and monitor that activity. As we talked about, the joints on the Newport Bell Bridge are in very bad shape. We're doing work currently on the west approach, so we're going to replace a number of those joints at the same time that we're doing work on the bridge. So this is to cover our engineering consultant to provide all the details and provide the instructions.
Wait, the word you use, bad, is never good. They're not in bad shape. They need attention, right?
No, they're in bad shape. We're going to replace them.
Okay, good. I guess they'll be going over my book tonight.
Yeah.
Is there a motion? There's a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item relates to our 10-year plan. Eric, you want to talk through this a little detail?
Yes, absolutely. We do all the work here, all the capital improvement work based on a 10-year plan, where we evaluate the facilities, we look at the needs for a 10-year period, and we put dollar amounts to those improvements that need to be had. We have not done a full 10-year plan since we've inherited the facilities from DOT. The last full plan that we did, where we went through and we evaluated all the construction costs and all the numbers, was in 2009. We've done a number of updates over the past 2 years. We do that all the time, but those aren't full in-depth research into use, construction costs and everything. It's simply modified the plan we had. So this is to put a new plan together. It will include all 4 bridges. It includes the Route 138 connector all the way through Jamestown, and it includes all of our facilities buildings. So we have HNTV, who's one of our consultants. They do civil, mechanical, architectural. So they'll come in, they'll do a full evaluation based on the information that we had in our old plans and looking at all the facilities. And we will come up with a new 10-year plan that we will adopt for fiscal year 17. They will have it all completed by May so that we can adopt it start the fiscal year.
Do we have a motion?
Second.
There's a motion second. Any questions or further discussion?
So
Roll shortly.
Matt can probably answer that.
Original, between October and gas tax.
Any other questions? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, motion carries. Next item relates to design and build services for repairs to the Newport Bell Bridge. Eric?
Yes, the deck on the Newport Bell Bridge is the original concrete deck, but that's typically designed to last about 30 years. The deck that we have is over 50 years old. Every year we do more and more patches to that deck, so it is time to do some kind of deck activity. We do have chlorides infiltrating the top 6 inches of the concrete deck. So we're going to look at a number of things here, but the first and foremost, 12 years ago, we did a hydro demolition project on 800 feet on the west approach of the Newport Bridge. That is the best section of the road. Hydro demolition means we do not have to replace the entire deck. We can take about 6 inches out of the 12 inches of concrete out. We can put new rebar in and rebuild that. We already have a test case. It's worked 12 years. We've done very little patching of it. So we feel that that's a good approach that we can take for the rest of the bridge. So this project will evaluate where we want to start with those sections, put a design together, and look at when we're doing that, replacing those joints at the same time. So this is for our consultant, PB, to provide all those design services that we can go out to bid for this.
We have a motion. There's a motion second. I have a question, Eric. Who did that diamond resurfacing? Did that work?
It made the drive of the bridge smooth. So that was its primary purpose.
Yeah.
Other than that, it wasn't structural, it didn't do anything beneficial for the bridge, other than improve the rideability of the surface. Because we have over 25,000 patches on the bridge deck, that, when you go over, you feel all of it. So that the grinding was the sole purpose of the surface.
So that wasn't for the structural integrity of the bridge, it was really just for the users.
Yeah.
And when this work eventually happens, we're going to also smooth it out structurally and increase
Absolutely.
things.
Next time you drive across the bridge, when you go from the toll plaza, when you first go up the abutment, the first 800 feet there, you see is very smooth and there's no patches. That's the hydro demolition project that the authority did 12 years ago. And it's lasted fabulous.
I would say.
What's your estimated cost?
Yeah, right.
Right now, we have in the 10-year plan $40 million. That will not do the entire majority of the bridge. What we're going to do is the worst sections. And this will be ongoing. We'll do a series of projects so that we'll minimize.
Over 10 years, what percentage of that would you cover?
I think we're going to get about 60% of it.
Any other questions? We have a motion in a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, the motion carries. Mr. Croft, the executive director's report.
I just want to remind the board that we do have a 5K, 10K road race coming up April 3rd over the Jamestown Bridge. This is the one that Trimont are on, and now they're running in conjunction with us. It's really our race for the cars. The May 15th to the 18th, the IDPA maintenance conference will be held in Newport, Ohio. Last I saw, I think there were about 100 people registered. You can get about 150 to 200 registered for that conference. And obviously, they focus on maintenance and some safety things, but mostly maintenance. Our Save the Day swim is going to be the 13th, August 13th. Fall Bridge Bike Run is going to be September 18th. I've had discussions with Save the Day. They may be sponsoring organization for that. And our Citizens Bridge Run is October 23rd. So obviously there's a lot of good events coming up, and they go to a good cause, like the access. So we're excited to get to move forward with that. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Any questions for Mr. Croft? Kaufman, so. We have a motion to adjourn. There's a motion, is there a second? There's a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion to adjourn? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
apologize, Mr. Chairman. Walking into the-
What is that? He was, I'm going that way, so back on that way.